What's going on, guys? This is Jeremy from the Gridiron Soapbox, and I just wanted to take the time out to talk about something that's really been bothering me ever since the Combine, and it has to do with one particular player, and that's D.K Metcalf. DK had an incredible workout during the Combine, ran a 4.340, had 27 bench press reps, which is really impressive for a wide receiver. And, overall, watching him at the Combine, I thought he did an excellent job. Caught the ball really well, looked fast, looked big, looked strong, and looked very athletic. One thing that's been going around that's been really getting on my nerves that everybody's talking about is his shuttle time, short shuttle time. Like I said, this shuttle time has caught fire, and everyone seems to think that, hey, he ran this time, so therefore he has no quickness and cannot play in the NFL. Well, I want to tell you guys that that is really a bunch of BS, and we're going to take a look at a few clips today just to prove that that's BS. In my opinion, these shuttle times and a lot of these drills at the Combine, they give you some information, but they don't tell the entire story, especially a short shuttle. Like I said before, we get too caught up on the drills and we don't really pay attention to the film, in my opinion. And when you watch the film, it tells you one thing, and the drills will tell you something completely different if you don't know what you're looking at. So just to make a blanket statement about a player or how his career is going to turn out based off one time and one particular drill is really irresponsible, in my opinion. So like I said before, we're going to take a look at a few clips here of DK Metcalf and just break down, some of the things he does well as far as his short area quickness, and whether or not he'll be able to run routes, and is he quick enough to do that once he gets to the next level. All right, the one thing that's interesting to me is that I don't remember actually seeing DK Metcalf run a shuttle when they were showing the Combine live. I just didn't see it, but, everybody caught wind of it and everybody took that and ran with it. But at the same time, nobody talked about him actually running routes in the drill work and on the field work. So that's what I was waiting to look for. That's what I wanted to see, is him actually run routes as opposed to a drill. But we'll leave it at that. So here's a clip of the actual route running session. Couldn't get all of his routes because NFL Network doesn't do a good job of showing that type of stuff. But this was a pretty good view here and a pretty good clip here. So I want you guys to just watch this route, watch how he runs it, watch his technique, and we'll talk about it and break it down a little bit. So look, he's coming off full speed. He's at the minus 20-yard line, and he runs about an 18-yard dig. Now I can tell you from experience that is a very difficult route to run. You're running full speed, and you have to immediately shut it down, drop your hips, get in and out of that break as quickly as possible before the ball gets to you. And a lot of quarterbacks are taught that ball should be completed right before you get to that hash. Where that ball is placed is precisely where most, teams want that ball to be placed when you're running this type of route. Like I said before, this is an extremely difficult route to run, especially for a guy his size. All right, we talk about his short area quickness and all that stuff, and we tend to, a lot of people leave out the fact that he's 6'3", 228 pounds. Now, I don't care who you are, you're not going to be as quick short area wise as a smaller person would be. That's just nature, I guess. He's a bigger guy. He is 6'3", 228 pounds. All right, like I said, in this particular route, he's moving at warp speed. He's extremely fast. We already know he ran the 4.3, and to just shut it down like that, get in and out of that break, that is an excellent route to me. Now, if you hear the audio, I'm sure you can find this video clip on YouTube. He gets in and out of that break in 3 steps. Left, right, left. Boom, boom, boom. Left, right, left. It took 3 steps for him to get in and out of that break. He was clean. He didn't slip. He didn't fall. He was able to sink his hips. He got his shoulders over his toes, and he was in and out of that break in 3 steps. That is really impressive if you ask me. But, we're so caught up on the shuttle and whether his time was faster than Tom Brady's or not, which was a really idiotic comparison. I saw that on Twitter a couple times. That was the worst comparison I've ever seen, because I bet if you line D.K Metcalf up with Tom Brady, and I'm talking Tom Brady at that age, he is going to run circles around Tom Brady 9 times out of 10. So, and like I said before, there's a lot of reasons, for, slow shuttle times. Maybe it was just one bad rep. Maybe if he did it a couple more times, it'd be a better time. I don't know. Maybe he slipped or whatever. That stuff, it changes often. And sometimes you're just not going to have a great time. Sometimes you might get lucky and you run a perfect rep. That stuff changes a lot. My point is, don't let shuttle times be the end-all, be-all, and don't let it be how you evaluate a talented receiver like DK. So here we go. Here's that same route from a different angle. NFL Network did a pretty good job here getting this really tremendous angle here of that dig route. So once again, he's coming off full speed. He's a big guy now. He's in and out of that break. 3 steps. No slipping. He's not drifting. And another thing that I noticed here, look at his pad level or his shoulders. He's not roller coastering anything. He's not giving away his route. Head up, eyes up. He's running full speed like he's running a vertical route. And he's in and out of that break extremely quickly. Catches the ball clean. Gets upfield. That's what you want. Now, don't get me wrong, guys. I am a big DK Metcalf fan, but I'm not a blind fan of his. I do understand that he has some things in his game that he needs to work out, and he has, some flaws. All right, he's a very physically gifted athlete, very talented from that aspect of things. But there are a lot of things, a lot of concerns that are legitimate that people have, such as his injury history, which isn't as big of a deal to me, but it's a concern. Also, his lack of experience. I mean, he essentially missed a season and a half, and he only played like 20-something odd games in his entire career. And in those 20 games, his numbers weren't just eye-popping, I'd say. So there are some legit concerns, but I think the reason people get excited about DK is based on potential and what he can be. All right, he has the athletic ability. All right, he's shown that he's able to make plays in games, and he's playing in the SEC. I'll repeat that. He's playing in the SEC. The SEC has some of the premier talent in the country. If it's a competition level thing, it's not even a question. Greedy Williams is probably the best cornerback coming out in this draft, and he played against that guy. Like I said, the guys from Alabama, of course, those guys are very talented. So he's playing against some of the best competition, and he's able to hold his own for the most part. There are concerns, but like I said, a lot of people like him because of what he can become. And if he gets to the NFL and he has the right coaching, you just never know. He has the skills to get it done. We just have to really wait and see. But based on my evaluation of what he's done in his time at Ole Miss, what he gave us at the combine, that leads me to believe that he has a ton of potential and more likely than not will be a very effective player at least, and could potentially be a superstar type player. So that's all I got for you guys. So make sure you guys like this video, leave comments in the comment section down below, and subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned for our next video. Thanks for watching, and peace.